Hey everybody, I'm Chad Booksam. This is alternative media television, hard hitting and in your face. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please thumb up this video, help us spread this message. It's very important now, especially given the propaganda and the just lies that are coming out of the mainstream media. Now, the blackout that happened at NYC, what did the media come out and say? What did all our trusted news networks come out and say? That, oh, it was a transformer that exploded. Oh, that it was a fire. And then everybody moved on. Oh, we feel safe now because the mainstream media told me that it was just a little minor technical glitch, right? Like they say about all of our power outages, about all of these systems going down, which I'll go into in a second. But Con Edison in New York City, what are they saying? They have no idea what caused the blackout. They have no idea. And it could happen again. And again, it happened on the anniversary of either the 1960 or 1970 blackout, a major blackout in Manhattan. Look. What do we do know that are facts? We do know that cyber warfare is real. We do know that we're literally in a cyber world war with our countries. We do know that what? We've attacked Iranian radar systems and their centrifuges and their uranium enrichment facilities using cyber warfare. We've attacked them. We've attacked their GPS systems, their missile systems along in the Strait of Hormuz. We use cyber warfare against them. Remember when Donald Trump said, no, we never did anything in Russia? There was a huge cyber attack reported in Russia. 100%. And what has been going on? Iran's naval vessel, one of their oil tankers, was seized by the Europeans, by the British Navy. Was seized. Days later, now look at the European Union. Their GPS.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashimi Hawashai, Pa'ashim Harakakadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings and salutations be to the hopeful elect, which is noise in this gospel, broad love and understanding of Yahweh, Ba'ashimi Hawashai, wherever it may be. This is a lesson. This is alternative media television. This guy, Christopher Green, is basically like a whistleblower that goes into the government and the black, or how can I say this? He goes into the hierarchy of the elite, so to speak. Not necessarily exposing a so-called Jew, but he's exposing the American government as to being fraudulent and not for the people. All right, now, why I believe that these people are set up, which is highly speculative, it's not important, but the fact that they bring out some accurate information and, is something that you can look into, but, we just use little alternative sources like this to help validate the prophecies and the ministry. But these people, you can just take them with a grain of salt because you can tell they're set up. Okay, but basically the name of this lesson is going to be that the elect is going to be okay in the time of trouble because you had this blackout out in New York, I believe Times Square or Manhattan, that pretty much they stated that I believe like a generator or something exploded out there, and then they say that they don't know what caused the blackout, etc. So they're having all these different stories as to why these different things are happening, and you had people bugging the hell out, because they couldn't access their social media. People were being stuck in elevators. And these people, they don't know what to do without their social media. Like if you was to take away Instagram and all these different alternative media sites for people to be carnal and wicked on, these people would lose their mind because, as this guy said, or as he's gonna state, that these people, social media has become a dependent in their life to the point they have to depend on the social media in order to get day by day. Like you got people that's so narcissistic to the point that if they have to literally take pictures every single day, whether it's Snapchat or whatever article or whatever programs that you're using. You got people out here that can't go a day without uploading a selfie of themselves, and it's a sad thing, but that's the norm here in America. That's why the scriptures tell you that this is the land of confusion, because there's nothing but confusion that's being brought forth here. Okay, so I'm gonna bring out a couple of precepts here, but I'm gonna let this video play as well. So here we go.
System is down. It's not even being reported because mainstream media just wants to keep you caught up in all this divisive nonsense. But the European Union, their form of a GPS, okay, has been down for a couple of days. They don't know why, but everything runs off of that. So when you have GPS on your phone, when you want to find out how to get somewhere, when you want to have your location set, private companies, the military, the government, they use GPS, and the European Union's form of their GPS is down. But don't worry, it's just a glitch. Nothing is happening. And then what have we seen even here in Arizona? I just went to these to my bank. The banks are down. Okay, all these retail stores are reporting outages. huge, in my opinion, cyber warfare is real. In my opinion, cyber warfare is being implemented on us, and we're doing it to other countries as well.
That's why I keep saying, man, through the spirit, man, when this EMP strike happens, man, it's going to be America. Ain't no Russians going to come over here. And I'm not saying that they can't, but to be honest with you, they're already over here. They showed you that in that series Stranger Things, that Russians and the Americans are working hand in hand to promote the same agenda. Okay, you got the left wingers, you got the conservatives, you got these different political parties that's really all into one as to bringing this new world order. So yeah, verbatim or face value, they look like they're in war, which they are at war, but internalized is it's all set up, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's really set up for these top leaders and these top governments to all establish a new world order. And they use war to do so, because war basically is a profit sharing over people's miseries and loss. That's how these nations got so rich outside of slavery. It's the commodity of war. All right, but this is the book of Psalms 121, and I'm gonna start at 1. Okay, because the elect, we're gonna be straight in that day. The blackouts, the storms, the tornadoes, the different looting and robbery. Hey, the Lord is gonna preserve us through them times. Now, I'm not saying that, we might not have to get our hands dirty or whatever comes our way. We may have to handle it through the spirit, but overall, we're going to be okay if you got faith in Yahweh Shemi Hawashai. All right, so this is the book of Psalms 121:1. It says, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. And my help cometh from the Most High, which made heaven and earth. So right there shows you that putting your faith in the Lord is what's going to get us through. Because a lot of people, our people in general, mainly, they're not going to have faith in a higher power in that day, or they got faith in the wrong higher power, which is Jesus, which that's not a higher power. That's an entity, a demonic entity. All right. And once that all fails, people are going to lose hope. They're going to stop believing in God. They're going to start resorting to their own strengths and weaknesses in order to provide and to prevail in the evil days to come. But we're going to be straight, okay? Because we ain't going to need the U.S. government to keep our power on, or the WIC, or the food stamps, or the child support programs. That's stuff that you people are going to depend on. And when that go to hell, that's when you people are going to lose it. But we know it's going to hell, so we're spiritually preparing our minds and bodies and souls in order to deal with what's coming. Because, hey, we got to be ready, whether spiritually, mentally, and physically, but not so much physically, because the Lord is going to provide for us, but spiritually, mentally, you need to be prepared. And it's alright if you prepare physically too, man, because, hey, ain't nothing wrong with knowing how to defend yourself. But anyway, it says, he will not suffer thy foot to be moved, and he that keepeth thee will not slumber. So the Most High is going to keep us no matter what, if we're found faithful. And it says, behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. And the Lord is thy keeper, and the Lord is thy shade upon the right hand. And the sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. And the Lord shall preserve thee from all evil, and he shall preserve thy soul. Okay, so what he's talking about, you know why they're bugging out? Because they know deep down inside their society is collapsing, and they know that it's a possibility that they might not survive it. That's why you got these people building these $100 million bunkers to escape the nuclear destruction, but they don't understand that this nuclear war is going to be through the spirit of Yahweh Shemi outside. Okay, verse 8, it says here, the Lord shall preserve thy going out and coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So, hey, blessed when you coming in, like the scriptures say, cursed be when we coming in, cursed when we coming out. But the elect is going to be blessed upon being delivered from this kingdom. Because from that day and forward, our seed is going to continue to be blessed. So when we lay seed, our seed are going to be blessed, and their seed is going to be blessed, etc. It's going to be a beautiful thing, man. I can't even grasp the concept on how great the kingdom of heaven is going to be. And to actually live in eternity, that's something you can't wrap your hands around. So the Lord got some bad for us, brothers, man. I really believe that, but I just can't wrap my hand around it, which I'm not supposed to. We'll see when it gets. It's like a wait and see. But anyway, here we go. That's a different topic for now.
Now, imagine if people can't go on Facebook or Instagram in this country. We're so spoiled. Imagine, this would be chaos. And I'm not saying with you guys tuning in.
We're good, man. Because the Most High, look, the scriptures tell you that the city of confusion is broke down and the mirth of the land is gone, okay? All this celebrating, all this wickedness, all this careless attitude, all this carefree spirit that you people are dwelling in, that you have in, look, it's going to come to a halt very soon, all right? Because you get sick and tired of seeing you people live your life without nothing bad happening to you. Really, it's something good. All right, because when something bad happened to a bad person, that means something good happened because you're getting judged. All right, be sick and tired of seeing you women completely run around here like whores and sluts. You know what I'm saying? We tired of seeing you jakes out here being degenerates, acting like a bunch of wild animals in a zoo, sagging your pants, wearing these bumble tattoos all on your face, mean mugging your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Want to shoot up your brothers, want to try to humiliate your brothers. Sick and tired of that, seeing this damn devil, this Edomite, continue to pass grievous laws upon Israel. You know, arresting Jake for no reason, gunning Jake down. You know, steady oppressing you, sending bill after bill to your house. This IRS crap, we tired of it, man. It needs to go. It needs to go like ASAP. And when it goes, hey, when it goes, it's gonna go. And therefore, you people really gonna be in deep shit in that day. All right.
Early, but the majority of these people, if they can't upload a freaking selfie to Instagram, that's it. The United States is gonna collapse from within itself. If they've been so, hypnotized by this. Okay, that it's literally an attachment of them. Okay, it's an extension of them. It's an extension of their humanity. Social media. Imagine if this was to go down for days. Imagine if our systems weren't able to work. People can't even read a map. Some people can't even read. They need GPS. And again, the GPS system in Europe is down. It can happen here. These are not just technical glitches. The mainstream media is lying to you because that's what they're built to do. Okay, and there's a huge cyber warfare happening in the background. Now, let's not forget this. Our power grids are so vulnerable. Everything relies on our internet and our power grid, whether it's our food delivery, whether it's our airlines, whether it's our internet, whether it's our whole retail industry. Every industry is so vulnerable to power outages and the internet because they're all built on this. They're all built on this. So imagine an EMP strike in this country. I mean, this would be a last for days. But see, the mainstream media, what they like to do is say, no, it was just a little fire, right? A little smoke. So
it's gonna be bad out here, all right? So this is the book of Proverbs 2:10. It says, when wisdom enter into thy heart and knowledge and pleasant unto thy soul. Talking about this knowledge, this truth, the understanding of it. It says, discretion should preserve thee, understanding should keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil men. And Esau is the evil man, okay? Because really, systematically, this is what the elites are bringing. They're bringing hell on earth, okay? Which is ultimately through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. But the elites, they have a diabolical scheme which is going to pretty much submit you people into the new world order, whether it's by force or if they have to take you out. Because believe it or not, it's mass death that's coming to this country. It's going to be mass famine, power outages, food shortages, okay? All these particular things that you people were so dependent on, you put your refuge and trust into these things to the point the Lord is going to take it away from you, man. Then you're going to know that there was a such thing as the Most High. You're going to remember that the Israelites, the people who you look down, you call niggas and spicks and born arrows, the prophets at the head of your highways telling you that these things were going to happen. You just looked and scoffed and talked your nonsense and was just being degenerates, you know. And when the Lord bring your fear upon you, don't come looking for the men of the Lord, because, hey, we ain't got nothing to say to you, man. I think in that day, you probably need to steer clear away, all right? Because who knows what the Spirit of the Lord may come on us to do to your ass. So, you know, if I were you, I'd just stay the hell away. If you ain't getting it now, then don't get it. Don't try to get it later. Just keep doing what you're doing until the missiles come, all right? And it says here, and from the man that speaketh forth things will leave the paths of the uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. So he set these particular social media sites. He set these adulterous women up. He set these entertainment, these celebrities. He set these things up in order for the elect to stumble at. But hey, the Spirit of the Lord is guiding us around these things. Like the brother said earlier in the video, he was like, look, man, you need the Spirit of the Lord with you in order to walk in this kingdom. Because look, just say if you out there trying to holler at a woman, it may fuck around and be a goddamn tranny. You know what I'm saying? Then what? Then you get caught up in some mess. Before you know it, you popping a whole dude, man. You know how they said that saying? They was like, look, man, you don't want to date a woman that got kids. Now you want to date a woman that got kids and stretch marks, and you need to see that little belly button line. You know what I'm saying? That's an inside thing, but really you need to ask for birth certificates, man. Because now they're transplanting. Brother did a lesson on it. Elder Demashapat, he did a lesson on it. Basically, they're taking, for a transgender man, they're giving these people like dead uterus, something like that, taking these like uterus or some type of transplant that women have in order for them to have babies. They're taking them off dead women and putting them in these transgender men, or these transgender women, so they can have kids, which is complete crazy because the woman got the Y chromosome, which no matter what, she can get her rod or whatever the hell it is, get changed to whatever. If she got that Y chromosome, then believe it's the Y chromosome, then she's still a damn woman. You can't change the physiology of anatomy of DNA. You can't change it. It is what it is. I don't care if you look like Bruce Jenner and turn into Queen Latifah. Hey, you still a damn dude, man. All right?
You feel, okay, say there is a blackout. Say you turn off CNN. CNN's not there no more. Fox is not there no more. But you know what? They told me it was just a little fire, and it's fine. Big Brother's going to come in and save me because that's what they're meant to do. That's why we pay taxes, right? For Big Brother to save us and protect us in case of an emergency. We can sit back and rely, especially when these mainstream media news networks say, no, it's just a little glitch and it'll be on in a few hours. It's all BS. It's all lies. Do not rely on an agency, an apparatus that is tied in with the intel community who's hiding their activities, especially when it comes to cyber warfare. You have to prepare yourself. You have to make sure that you know this is coming. It's already hitting us now. It can get even worse, and it's unpredictable because we're in a situation where nations in conflict, they're not necessarily attacking us conventionally, but they will attack us using cyber attacks and cyber warfare, and it's absolutely real. Now, this
clean word about it. Okay, so this is the book of Psalms 32, and I'm gonna start at verses let's start at 6. It says, "For this shall everyone that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found." Okay, surely in the floods of great waters they shall not come nigh unto him. Okay, so that's gonna be the protection, hedge of protection that the Lord is gonna put around his elect. Okay, and it says, "And thou art my hiding place, thou shalt preserve me from trouble, and thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance." Okay, so there you go. So the elect, we're gonna be straight, man. We're gonna be all right in that day. And hey, brothers, you gotta have faith in it, because if you waver in that day, then hey, you're gonna get caught by them floods. Trust the Lord. Trust in Yahweh Shai with your whole life, with your whole being, and he'll come through for you. All right, so this is the book of Psalms 37, and I'm gonna start at verses 7. It says, "Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him." Okay, because the Lord is a God of long suffering, man. It's about building patience and endurance in this thing. It says, "Fret not thyself because of him who prospered in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass," which is talking about Esau. Like he's going into how these people are using cyber war against the people. How they're playing dictatorship over these different governments, infiltrating certain governments, causing all type of inward tyranny there. And it says, "But cease from anger and forsake wrath, and fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, but for evildoers should be cut off. But those that wait upon Yahweh, they should inherit the earth. But for yet a little while, and the wicked should not be." So these Edomites, you devils out there, it's just a matter of time for the Lord to put you in your place. And it says, "And thou should diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. And that the meek should inherit the earth, and should delight in themselves in the abundance of peace." And we're coming into that time now that the Most High is getting ready to rid the earth of the so-called white man, all right? He's getting ready to put him in chains where he belongs, to serve out his punishment for all the things he's done since he's been on the planet. Okay, he still got to suffer from when he was Cain, when he slew Abel. He was the first murderer, man. His sin dates back to the beginning of time, and the Lord has been building it up ever since. Even then, when Esau was kind of insignificant, even then he still had it out for us, because every captivity he was somewhere part of it, either form or fashion. Like going into the time when we went through the land, through the wilderness. Zen, I believe, when we went through the wilderness, basically, man, Esau, he wouldn't even want to deal with us, man. They basically said, "Look, man, you come over here, you come in our land, hey, bro, this was gonna happen to you. Steer far from us." Which, they didn't want it with Israel anyway, but nonetheless, he wasn't even a brother to us then. Going into the time of the Babylonians, Esau was in there to help us get rolled down. Even during the time of Hagen and Agagite. During the time of I believe it was the time of Esther. Even then he was trying to get up in there when the Lord raised up Mordecai, which he was a Benjamite, to deliver the children of Israel. You had Esau in there, But it says here, "And the wicked plotted against the just, and gnashed upon them with his teeth," going against these laws that they set up, the pyramid systems, the pyramid schemes they got at these jobs. You know, the fact how they oppress Jake more than Esau on a job, how they have certain rules to dictate the livelihoods of the so-called minorities, which are you Israelites, when you go to work. Like, you got a pyramid Ponzi scheme going on in these jobs that's set up to frustrate Jake, so they can get too frustrated and either retaliate out of anger and depression and either get fired or quit. You know, better yet, get arrested. Because that's all it is. It's a sick game, man. That's all it is. It's a sick, twisted game. You got to look at it as such. Okay? But going down here, I'm going to go down. Verses 19. It says, they should not be ashamed in the evil time. Talking about the elect. Matter of fact, let me start at 18. 17. It says, for the arms of the wicked should be broken, which is his power structure. Okay? Going into the military, you know, the things that pretty much gives his society that edge up against the Israelites. It says, but the Most High holdeth the righteous. So we're going to be delivered in that day. We're going to be straight when all this hell hit America, which is coming. Okay? And they basically proven it through these scriptures and through the articles, and just pay attention to what's going on around you. America is falling. People ain't happy no more, man. You see these Edomites, they're totally derelict. You know, and it says here, but the Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever, and they should not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they should be satisfied. And we coming upon the days of famine because, hey, this dude just stated that you had a lot of supermarkets that had blackouts, and technically we're in a famine now, because if you look at the Midwest is considered the breadbasket of the world. But hey, they're having food shortages because crops are not growing, because last year it's a big reduction since this year to last year, and the heat we had last year, the scorching temperatures, I mean, it was hot as hell last year, and then we had an abundance of rain and we had a bad winter, so the crops didn't get the natural nutrients, so they didn't get the proper balancement or nourishment in order to, you know, yield more fruit, which the Lord cursed this place. So therefore the corn, you know, wheat, all these things that you need in your daily life are gonna go up, and they're not producing at a phenomenal rate. And that's why a lot of farmers are just, they're not farming altogether. They're committing suicide, and they're going to work normal jobs, because the farming industry is not as lucrative no more. And most people look at it like it's not worth the hard manual labor and to bring in lesser returns at the end of the year. So people are giving up on farming altogether, you know, unless that's all you know. But it says here, they should not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they should be satisfied. So we gonna be straight when all hell break loose. We gonna be good, brothers. I got faith in that, man. It's just these minions out here, you Edomites and you 2/3 Jakes out there, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, which are the 12 tribes. Hey, you gonna catch hell in that day. You catching hell now, man. You're just too stupid and retarded to see it, man. Because the average Negro is stupid, all right? He's stupid, he's dumb, and he don't know a goddamn thing. All right, when you're trying to tell him something, hey, he ultimately buck up against you and fan his hand at you. But then when he gets judged, then he want to sit up here and cry to everybody. But don't come crying at us, man, because, hey, we ain't going to accept you. Just keep it pushing, all right? Do your little Instagram, your little twerk challenges, and keep it moving, all right?
The worst, we don't know. But again, in Europe, look, our Western allies can easily drag us into something if Donald Trump's strategy doesn't go checked. Think about it, because he doesn't want to go necessarily, he wants to have a deal with Iran. So that's why he backed out of the attacks with the Iranians. He wants to have a deal with them. But what is the West doing? What are these globalists doing? They're going in and they are looking for reasons to cause the West to come in, to cause the United States to come in, to have an attack against the Iranians. And at the end of the day, we know that if, what, you think Donald Trump, what he wants to do is negotiate a deal. He wants to negotiate a new nuclear deal. But if this doesn't happen, you're going to see these cyber attacks increase, and it could even get much, much worse. So prepare now. Don't rely on the mainstream media. Let your neighbors, your friends, your family, your loved ones know that something is going on. Systems are down. And again, I'm in Arizona. Systems have been down here. Everybody's reporting it across the nation, whether it's retail, whether it's just your own Wi-Fi system. The GP.
Look, man, your family ain't gonna get on board until it's too late. All right, you can tell them all you want. They gonna hit you with, people always said that since the beginning of the time. What you talking about? All right, so therefore you don't even deal with your family, man. Hey, one thing about when brothers first got in, the first thing we try to do is go to our families, you know, because we expected them to be excited to find this hidden knowledge of who we were. You told them you were Israelite, man, that you were the chosen race, man. They hated you after that. They looked at you like, man, what do you mean we the chosen people? Everybody's chosen. How dare you just extend greatness to your people? That's the attitude of these Jakes come in, man. That's why, hey, the hell with Jake. You know what I'm saying? The hell with them, man. Let them continue chucking off that fucking skim milk or that breast milk they like, man. You know, you got niggas going to the clinic getting shots of fucking breast milk, man. Nah, let them have that. They can have it. All right? So this is the book of 2nd Esdras 9. I'm going to start at 7. It says, matter of fact, let's start at let's start at 4. It says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Because going back into the garden, you always had prophets, you know. And if you read the scriptures and you understand through the Spirit, you'll understand when it said the voice of the garden walked through the voice during the cool of the day, roughly paraphrasing, the voice was talking about a prophet, because the prophets are the voices of the Most High. Okay, and it says, that's why it says when she was like, well, we're naked, and it was like, well, who told you that thou was naked? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell it was a man of the Lord or a prophet, because the terms it was spoken into, like third person, like terms, so to speak, because the Most High wouldn't have to come out and say, who told thou was naked, because he already knew they ate it. Okay, so that's why you got to understand, like, why would God, you got to understand the scriptures, man. But it says here, for it's like all that is made in the world had the beginning, and the end is manifest, and we're watching it, you know. Even, you know, what this guy is saying, you know, people may take it with a grain of salt, but you can actually look up the things that's happening in the world, from the Venezuelan conflict into the oil tanker, into the bombing Yemen, you know, into the Strait of Hormuz, to the Iranian and Americans getting ready to go to war, to Russia testing missiles, to North Korea testing missiles, and to the economic collapse, into the RFID chip getting ready to be promoted any day, which they're pretty much promoting it. Like we said, one day they're just going to come out and say you got to take that chip. And a lot of you dudes going to take it, man, because you ain't going to know not to. And a lot of you think you're going to dupe the system. A lot of you think you're going to take the chip and then repent at the last minute. And then the Most High going to have 3 missiles that's going to hit you. Just because you're trying to make mockery. You think you're funny. Nigga, like, I'm going to take the chip, but when the missiles come, I'm going to repent. Fucking dickhead. That's premeditating sin, you dummy. Yeah, you know, anyway. Verse 6, it says, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and pitiful works and endings and effects and signs. And we just broke down the signs. Look at these earthquakes. Now they're talking about another blackout in Times Square. Power outages across the U.S. Social media going down damn near every week in different parts of the country and part of the world. You know what I'm saying? Earthquakes, meteor sites, chariots. Which those meteors, man, we highly speculate. A lot of times you see them be chariots, man. Okay. Also, these earthquakes, now they're predicting a big one, you know, and the San Andreas fault, which an article came out stating that the people already anticipate the big one, but they're not really anticipating it. They know it's going to happen, but they ain't expecting it to happen tomorrow. But the Most High can make it happen tonight. And one day you're going to wake up and, hey, California going to get hit by 9.6 or greater. And a lot of people going to die. All right, because the Lord is bringing judgment on you people for your wickedness and for your inconsiderate, your illicit behaviors, you know. And it says here, and everyone that should be saved should be able to escape by his works. The works is doing the shows, man, having faith, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, man. Ultimately, enduring until the end, having the Lord to direct your steps everywhere you go. Look, brother Jacob's trouble, man. Prayer is going to become a normal part of your life. Prayer is going to be like taking a piss in the morning, man. Sorry to compare it to such graphic, but that's just how common it's going to be. And to some of you Jakes, you don't even piss. You know, a lot of you dudes ain't human. But it's going to be as common as using a washroom, man. It's drinking water. You're going to be literally praying when you sleep and when you wake up, man, because you just never know. Jacob's trouble is one big cloud of question mark as to what's going to happen if I go left or right. That's how bad it's going to be, man. Okay. And it says, and everyone that should be saved should be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, which proves you need works and faith. But you cuss that Christian dogma about, all you did is gotta believe Jesus Christ go be saved. You go be good. You know, you got the snacker-tooth nigga woman in the church with the handkerchief, fanning the damn white, the surgery boy, just she's fanning herself with it. Fucking 110 degrees outside. You in some damn church with no AC talking about Jesus love you, man. Fuck out of here. All right. It says, and shall be preserved by the said perils, which is the calamities that's coming, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. But then shall they be in pitiful case, which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully should dwell in torment. And this ain't talking about no damn hell, okay? You're in hell right now. This is talking about suffering your hell, catching hell. Not open the Lord to open up some ground and you down there in some fucking Mortal Kombat tournament. No, man, it ain't talking about that, all right? The Most High is talking about catching hell on this planet in the form of death and judgment. Judgment after judgment. Judgment after judgment, judgment after judgment. Destruction, man, to the point buildings are going to be just collapsing by. It's going to be an overactive society, man. All right, because literally you're going to have the spirit realm that's going to merge with the physical realm. And when I say that, meaning that the Lord is going to open these portals up. You look up CERN, man. These damn Edomites are experiment with the God particles, trying to open up different dimensions and extract different spirits from and different beings of life into this third dimension we're living in, which is going to be a big no-no. Okay, and it says here, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that loathe my law while they yet had liberty. These are the people that's sinning and using that grace. For example, with the Christians, like if you hit them with that scripture, it says, do we sin because grace abound? It says, God forbid. A lot of these guys take it for granted. Like you got these stupid Negroes of this whole unity camp nonsense, man. A bunch of simple-minded jakes, man. And a lot of you are going to get caught up in this. You ain't gonna know what to do when it comes because you're not warning the people about it because you're too high strong on some damn debate and trying to get fucking followers, man. And excuse my French, I'm trying to lay off the so-called swearing, which is not even swearing. But when I talk about that and when you get angry because these jakes, man, you can't always say a nigga turn gold into shit, man. You niggas are the worst. All right. And it says here, and when yet there was a place of repentance was open unto them, understood not. So you can't say, well, I ain't understood. I didn't know. No, man, you're going to be destroyed because you didn't understand. It says, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. Okay? So, damn, it's going to be bad out here.
In Europe, our major airlines, our train systems, everything recently has been attacked, and the power grid is not just experiencing some kind of technical glitch. This is intentional. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Make sure you prepare. I love you guys. And look, again, tune in to AMTV. I'm going to keep updating you on this story. My name is Chad Booksam. This is AMTV, hard hitting it in your face. God bless.
Yeah, well,
anyway, I'm Chad with AMTV. Are you prepared? Have you guys set up your life and secured your future?
Yeah, well, you're going to be destroyed in there too, you devil. The hell you talking about? You just as done as these people, not worse. All right. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra 16, and I'm gonna start at let's start at verses let me see. And let's start at verses 64. It says, therefore have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. Okay, so you people are going to be put to shame, man. You Israelites out there, you Edomites already being put to shame. But hey, the Lord got it for his people, man. He got it for you. And we can't get on you enough, man. You could do a show on the 2/3 every day of the week. It's not enough. We can't curse you out enough. Okay. And it says here, and when your sins are brought forth, you should be ashamed before men. So the Lord is going to expose a lot of you cats, man. And it says, and your own sin should be your accusers in that day. But what will ye do, or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels? So you can't hide, man. All this wicked stuff that people don't, you cannot hide. The Lord sees everything, man. And that's scary because, hey, even in our little bullshit lives, man, when we trying to do righteousness, a little fuck shit we do because we get in the flesh or we fall all do, you know, you don't want to, man, you don't even want to deal with the littleness of that. You know what I'm saying? But what's more to you people, man, that's blatantly out here being wicked? You know, at least when we go off, we do things with a conscience, man. You gotta have a conscience out here. Your conscience is your spirit directing you, like, look, you sure you want to do this? And sometimes you might not catch it until the last minute. You just learn a lesson, you know. But ultimately, you keep pushing and ask the Lord to pardon you for these things. But it says here, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they should take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols, man. A lot of that's going into that chip too. Because if you go into the story of 2 Maccabees, when the 7 sons were pretty much persecuted for not taking a swine, hey, that's something offered unto idols, man. All right, and think about the chip. The chip is one big idol because everybody's idolizing, man. Like you got that show, American Idol, or you had the show called American Idol. Okay, that's something that people are gonna idolize because they're gonna think it's a thing of normal. It's gonna look, the perception of it is gonna be cool. You can start up a bike with your hand. People gonna want to do that, man. The fact you can walk around, you basically a human robot. You ain't gotta get cash no more, man. You can just pay your bills with a swipe of a hand, man. Hey, people gonna gravitate to that, especially when these little celebrities start pushing it. You know, like Drake, Beyonce, Jay-Z, LeBron James, MJ. When these people start pushing the mark of the beast technology, people are gonna do it because, hey, ultimately people are idolized, or they idolize people they see on TV. You notice like the fashion trend, you know, it all comes from TV. Because where else Jake get it? They see like the whole skinny jean and the rock star image and the dreads. You know, Lil Wayne, you know, back in like, I think it was like 2005 or something like that. I mean, you had guys that wore dreadlocks back then, but Lil Wayne made that shit more popular, man. Now everybody wanted to be a rock star. All these tattoos, face tats, drinking lean. You know what I'm saying? That's another form of idolization. Okay? And it says here, and they that consented to them should be had in derision, which is destruction, and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there should be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. And they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And for they should fear the Lord, talking about the Israelites. But it says, for they should waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So Esau is going to roll on you, because in a time of martial law, it is consented to you people not even knowing that you gave your rights to consent everything over to the government. So they own everything. When at time of an emergency and martial law has to be declared, the government by law, according to your stupidity or your ignorance that they've played on for so long, they can get you now. They can come in here and throw you out your house and take over your house and use it as a chipping center. They can take over your developments and use them as FEMA concentration camps, man. They already, it's already ratified in these amendments, man. Not even that, but it's already on the books as a color of law, not even being official law. But you people don't know the law, so therefore you're going to get caught out there. And it says here, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they should be tried as gold in the fire, which that's us, the hopeful elect, and we're being tried. It says, but hear, O ye my beloved, says the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. But be ye not as afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. So right there, that's that faith, man. You believe these scriptures, man, hey, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But it says, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, says the Lord Yahweh. But let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up. But woe unto them that are bound with their sins, and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and a path thereof covered over with thorns, that no man may travel. It says, it is left undressed, and it is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith, which the fire is going to be those missiles, man. And with that, all praises and glory honor is due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone and Root Well, and peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect who is in the gospel bar, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. And with that, shalom and a barber ball.